Satanic Rites of Dracula from 1973, directed by Alan Gibson, starring Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing reprises his role as Lorimer Van Helsing, the great-grandson of Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, and grandfather to Jessica Van Helsing. Christopher Lee again is Count Dracula in this film, also known as D.D. Denham. Lorimer Van Helsing and his granddaughter Jessica battle the forces of Count Dracula and his occult of satanic followers. Dracula has decided to take his revenge on the entire world, and it is up to Van Helsing to stop him before he unleashes a plague even more horrible than the Black Death. The original title for this movie was Dracula is Dead and Well and Living in London, a title which Christopher Lee absolutely hated, as he thought it was a comic title, and this was not a comedic film. This film is very much a James Bond meets Dracula sort of film, and that is one of the things I truly do love about it. This would be the final teaming of Cushing and Lee in the Hammer universe. The first US release of this was an extremely edited version called Count Dracula and His Vampire Bride. The tagline for this was, "The King of the Vampires marries the Queen of the Zombies," which doesn't really make a lot of sense when you look at what's going on in this film. The only thing I can say that was negative about this film for me is that it is rushed. I feel like it's very much rushed, and the pacing in it, it does move along at a good clip, but it feels like they're moving the story too fast, and they're trying to do too much too quickly. I do really enjoy this film. This is the second time I've watched it. I watched it the first time with Jason, and that was a lot of fun, and this is now the second time. I don't dislike this film as much as most people think I would, and most people thought that I would, because there's been a lot of negativity about this film over the years. I feel that this was a really good film. It's not my favorite of the franchise, I don't believe. It's still definitely a decent film. As I said, it's very much Dracula meets Bond, and I really do like that. One of the things that makes you feel that way is the music. The music has a very James Bond 1970s feel to it that you would get in, say, the Roger Moore films. I really do enjoy the wine cellar of Dracula Brides, and I like when they meet their demise, how grainy it looks in the cellar. The way it was shot was extremely grainy. And I think it was actually done on purpose because the rest of the film looks really good. So I think that it was definitely done on purpose, and I did enjoy that part of it. It added another dimension to the look of the film. The makeup effects in this one, especially when one of the bad guys is being killed by the plague that is released, are very good. They creep upon you slowly, or at least it does in the film, and it very much looks like you're getting fungus growing all over you, and it looked pretty cool. I did definitely enjoy it. I really like the story of this film. Very much the sci-fi thriller, very much the action movie, very much the spy sort of feel. And it's still a Dracula film to its core. All in all, I thought that this was a pretty good outing. Guys, it has been a lot of fun doing these, and we have one more film to go. Let's hope it's just as good as the rest. This is Bronco Juggalo saying, peace.
I've headed up to here with all the fake shit. Fake friends huddled up, that's a snake pit. King Kong about to rumble on some ape shit. Stab you with some scissors, call it great clips. Fuck your little sister, she was a great bitch.